Welcome to Hidden in History.
Behold, the mighty Gladius.
Roman steel meet Indian style.
Why stab once when you can shoot 10?
Your weapons whisper, mine bellows.
The ancient world, a time of philosophers, pyramids, democracy, and ridiculously inventive murder sticks. While some people were busy inventing the wheel, others were inventing ways to make sure you never used it again. From flaming arrows to elephants on battlefield steroids, today we're diving headfirst into the most unhinged weapons ancient civilizations ever dreamed up. Why? Because history isn't just about dates. It's about who stabbed who with what and how creatively they did it. This is Invented to Kill, the most insane weapons of the ancient world. The Gladius, Rome's tiny death machine. Our first stop is Rome, home of togas, aqueducts, and one of the deadliest little blades in military history, the Gladius. Developed from earlier Spanish swords during Rome's conquests, the Gladius Hispaniensis was about 20 to 24 inches long, double-edged, and perfectly designed for close-quarter combat. This wasn't a swinging sword, it was a stabbing tool, optimized for tight infantry formations like the Roman legion. Romans fought in dense lines, shield to shield, and the short gladius allowed them to thrust forward from behind their scutum shields, turning the front line into a human blender. Civilizations collapsed while muttering,
"Wait, that tiny thing?"
Yes, that tiny thing took down entire empires. The Kopesh, Egypt's violent boomerang. Now to ancient Egypt, where we meet the Copesh, a weapon so weird-looking it could be mistaken for a prop from a fantasy movie. The Copesh originated in Mesopotamia, but was adopted and perfected by the Egyptians around 2000 BC. It had a distinct sickle-shaped blade, part sword, part axe, part angry question mark. About 20 to 24 inches long, it was forged from bronze or later iron. Unlike straight swords, the Kopesh's curve allowed warriors to hook and disarm enemies or drag shield-bearing opponents into range. In combat, it could slash and crush with the inner edge, making it brutally effective. Pharaohs were often buried with them, not as symbolic trinkets, but as real weapons, just in case someone needed threatening in the afterlife. The Chinese repeating crossbow, the ancient Uzi. Fast forward to ancient China and you'll find one of the earliest examples of rapid-fire ranged weaponry, the Zhude Nu, or repeating crossbow. Invented during the Warring States period, roughly the 4th century BC, and later refined in the Han Dynasty, this mechanical wonder could fire 10 to 15 bolts in under a minute. A top-mounted magazine fed bolts into a groove, and a single lever pulled back the string and released it in one motion. While it lacked the power and range of longbows, its speed and ease of use made it ideal for defending walls or ambushing invaders. And just to make things spicier, soldiers often dipped the bolts in poison, because shooting you once wasn't dramatic enough. It wasn't just a crossbow, it was ancient military spam. Greek fire because flames weren't enough. Now we set sail to the Byzantine Empire, where someone decided that regular fire just wasn't terrifying enough. Greek fire, developed in the 7th century AD, was a petroleum-based incendiary weapon that could be sprayed from siphon tubes on ships or hurled in clay pots. What made it a nightmare was its uncanny ability to burn on water. Think ancient flamethrower meets naval napalm. Ships caught in it didn't just catch fire, they stayed on fire, helpless as flaming jets clung to their decks. The formula was a tightly guarded state secret, so secret that modern scientists still don't fully know how it was made. All we know is that it turned the Mediterranean into a floating hellscape and gave Byzantine sailors a serious edge for centuries. The Katar, the Indian sword punch. Head to South Asia and you'll find the Kataz, also known as the Katar, a weapon that answered the question, what if you stabbed someone with a fist? Originating in the Indian subcontinent around the 14th century, the Katar is a push dagger with a horizontal grip inside a metal hilt, allowing the user to punch forward with tremendous force. Its triangular blade could pierce chainmail and crush through armor like it was made of regret. Some versions had double or even triple blades that fanned open when plunged, because regular stabbing just wasn't dramatic enough. Used by Rajput warriors and Mughal elites, the Kataz was the perfect weapon for personal duels and up-close annihilation. Subtle? No. Effective? Absolutely. The Folks, the scythe that hated Rome. Next we head to Dacia, modern-day Romania, where the Folks was forged out of pure anti-Roman energy. This terrifying two-handed blade was curved like a giant sickle and sharpened on the inside. It could hook around shields and helmets, then pull down and sever limbs like some Grim Reaper cosplay with anger issues. Used by Dacian warriors during their wars with Rome in the 1st century AD, the Falx was so effective that Rome had to redesign its helmets, adding crossbars and cheek guards to stop their soldiers from losing faces mid-battle. When your enemy changes their entire armor design because of you, you know you're doing something right. War Elephants. Trample mode, engaged. Picture a horse. Now make it 10 times larger, cover it in armor, mount a tower on its back and fill that tower with archers. Congratulations, you've got yourself a war elephant. Used as far back as the 4th century BC in India, war elephants were later adopted by Persian, Carthaginian, and even some Hellenistic armies. They weren't just intimidating, they were psychological warfare on 4 legs. Hannibal famously marched them over the Alps to surprise Rome. Armored, tusked, and carrying soldiers, they could smash infantry lines like bowling pins. But they came with risks. Like panic. If injured or scared, elephants would trample their own men in a blind stampede. High risk, high reward, and often high casualties for both sides. Scorpio Ballista, the ancient sniper rifle. Finally, we return to Rome, who not only mastered close combat but also perfected long-range death delivery. The Scorpio, a type of torsion-powered ballista, was essentially an ancient sniper rifle. It launched bolts several feet long with deadly accuracy from up to 400 yards away. Using twisted sinew to store energy, Roman engineers built these on carts, walls, and even ships, where they could take out enemy officers mid-speech or impale someone unlucky enough to poke their head over a parapet. Made of wood, metal, and silent rage, the Scorpio turned battlefields into giant dartboards, with human targets. So there you have it, 8 weapons forged not just to kill, but to kill creatively. From swords that stab like fists to fire that defies physics, ancient civilizations didn't just fight wars, they engineered nightmares. If you enjoyed this historical tour through blood, blades, and borderline war crimes, hit that like button like it owes you tribute and subscribe for more madness from the ancient world. This is Hidden in History, signing off. Until next time, when we uncover what else they forgot to teach you in school.
Do you think it's gone?
I really hope so.
This is all your fault.
I think we are safe for now.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified of the next Hidden in History video.